Hey guys, what's up? I am actually going to be crushing an interview here. It was sent to me through Brandon Richey, and I'm in the office, the basement, and this is where I do a lot of my work, um, or at the gym. So I like to do these interviews through a video because my time is quite hectic, and banging these out allows me to speak a little bit more freely when I do this through a video. So Brandon wants to know, for those that don't know you, give us a little bit of background on yourself. Um, I am almost 39, creeping up there, and I'm the founder of the Underground Strength Gym and started training athletes around 2002 out of my parents' house, and slowly from there transitioned to the first house that my wife and I bought, and was training athletes out of the house, the garage, the backyard, the elementary school down the street, for the first year before we even moved into the house. And this was kind of the beginning of the underground strength coach evolution. And I was training guys with um, tree logs that were cut down from the backyard. We were dragging tires that were picked up from the local tire yard because I couldn't afford sleds. We were training with sandbags, doing a lot of outdoor training with stones and working out at the playgrounds, jumping on picnic tables, military pressing them, and really just utilizing all my resources that were around me and not allowing excuses or circumstances or a lack of money to hold back my passion, which was changing the lives of athletes, helping them achieve success, not just in sports, but teaching them about life. And that journey has been going strong really since 2002, and my own training began all the way back in 1989. So I've been doing this for quite a long time, and a lot of the experiences and my learning, my lessons have been through all of this training of myself, training of others, making a lot of mistakes, and also doing a lot of really good things. Right now, I'm also the head strength conditioning coach for the Lehigh University wrestling team, and about 6 weeks ago released the Encyclopedia of Underground Strength and Conditioning. I don't think I've got any more copies floating around. They've all disappeared. They've all been given or gifted to people, the extras that I had. But within 48 hours, it hit bestseller, #1 on Kindle, and top 10 on fitness books, exercise and fitness books in Amazon. So now I'm an author, a Division I strength coach, the owner of 2 underground strength gyms, and also run the underground strength coach certification. Been doing that for a bit over 6 years. And the next question is, how did the name Underground Strength Coach come about? It came about through somebody, a real close friend of mine, and probably my first mentor in business was Ryan Lee, and he was interviewing me at the time when I was training athletes out of the garage, and we were actually achieving a lot of success with those athletes, to the dismay of many other people. They thought it was, we were to be laughed at, that we were training with kegs, sandbags, odd objects, pushing trucks, and it was this blend of smart training, scientific training, stuff like this, as well as a blend of really bringing attitude and gut check workouts. I call it a blend of science and hell. So I didn't follow any rules because the training was very intuitive. If I felt that the athletes needed more conditioning, it was something intuitive. It wasn't something that I kind of said, well, we're going to do 4 weeks of conditioning. We focused always on building strength, building explosiveness, building power. But then there were certain kids that needed more mental toughness. They would get a different workout, a little bit of a tweak. Other kids needed more stamina. They got a different workout. The kids that had poor coordination and required better athleticism, they got a bit of a different warm up and a different workout. So when I was asked to describe what I do, I said, well, I don't really follow the rules. I'm underground. I don't follow this program or that program. And that's when Ryan said, he's like, I guess you're like an underground strength coach. And that's how it came up. Um, and here's a question. Next question is, I always give credit to my parents, having been a big influence on me growing up and having a lot to do with my adventurous spirit to be self employed. I'll admit that Herschel Walker and Arnold also played a part in inspiring me towards the fitness arena. Who influenced you, and what mentors did you have growing up? Um, Many people have influenced me, and also many circumstances have influenced me. My entire family has influenced and inspired me, not just my parents and brothers, but my grandparents. And you read in the book, I dedicate my book to my grandfather, who spent, his life in really difficult times. He escaped the Holocaust. He fought in three different militaries, three different countries, military units, built his own house, an amazing home. He never saw anything like this, and he was tough and extremely strong. That inspired me. My wrestling coaches truly inspired me. Many of the things I apply to life, being tough, getting comfortable, being uncomfortable, keeping that edge, working hard, outworking my opponents, outworking other people. I apply those things to parenting, to being a good father, to running my two gyms, to writing the book. I mean, none of these things are easy, and I learned to embrace the challenges and actually love the difficult things. I've had some unique friendships with certain people, like the Ultimate Warrior, who inspired me and taught me a lot about different things in life. Things to do, things not to do. Um, Two of my close friends are former Navy SEALs. They've really become mentors to me and inspired me. Arnold Schwarzenegger's books truly inspired me. There's been, I almost find inspiration through everything, even the bad times in life, such as, the challenges, the knee surgeries. I find a way to kind of find the beauty in everything. So there's almost nothing that doesn't give me a learning lesson or an inspiration. In business, without a doubt, Alan Cosgrove was a mentor, and I don't think mentors are people that you go out and actively seek. So I get emails on a weekly basis, people asking me to mentor them. They just want free help. They just want free help, free help, free help. When Alan Cosgrove mentored me, I think he saw a very passionate kid who wanted to do good things, and we built a relationship, and it just became that mentor mentee relationship. I didn't say, Alan, please mentor me. It didn't happen that way. It happened naturally, and that, I think, is how true mentors are found. And here we go. Next question. I live and die by the credo of train smart. Do you have a credo that you echo to your underground strength members? I have many. One is live the code, which is honesty, integrity, commitment, and work ethic. And the honesty I talk to them is self-honesty, where you have to give yourself and ask yourself honestly, did you truly give your best effort? Is this your full-blown best commitment and intensity? Are you truly giving your life the full-blown commitment? Commitment is just that, to follow through, to be consistent, to never quit. Integrity is, do you do the right thing when nobody's looking? Yesterday I was at a wrestling club. About 60 wrestlers were there, and I was taking them through a finisher. And I was in the center, and as I saw to the left, on the very end, to the back, through my peripheral vision, when we were doing push-ups, one kid laid on his stomach and just looked around to see if I was looking. And I didn't mention his name. I actually knew the kid, and I said, you don't cheat anybody but yourself. I honestly have no clue how somebody could do that, or why somebody would do that. It actually makes me a bit sick to my stomach to see that kind of uh, cheating to yourself. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic to do that. So the integrity is, do the right thing when nobody's looking. Work ethic, be a freaking workhorse. A lot of people are afraid to work hard and be having this kind of blue collar work ethic, and I love that kind of work ethic. I love it. Next question, Zach. I'm going to go against the grain a bit here. Often people like to ask in their interviews what you like the most in your line of work. I'm curious, what do you like least about your line of work? In other words, what do you hate to do the most? I had a difficult time keeping up the technology running my gyms. So we actually just I'm in the beginning phase of implementing Wodify, and I'm super excited because it allows us to better manage the payments and all that stuff. And I'm a coach. I don't like to be a bill collector. The Wodify is going to truly allow us to be much more organized and allow me to be connected to athletes when they're training at one gym and I normally don't see them, and vice versa. So it's going to be just a overall better experience. Wodify is essentially like a Facebook for your gym where you could communicate with everybody in there. Um, and again, even with the internet side of things, I've got many internet products, but the way that the internet has really grown, it is difficult to keep up with all those changes in the way that you need to communicate with people. And of course, what do I hate the most in that realm is I don't really hate it, but I feel bad that people are tricked and confused, especially in the world of fitness, that there's some very there's just people out there that aren't qualified or they're really not experts. But if you got a great looking website and a great marketing knowledge behind it, you're duping people and tricking people into it. And I'm kind of the anti-fad, anti-gimmicks guy. Working out, training, you're not supposed to take the work out of the workout. It's supposed to be challenging. So that being said, I really have a problem with the dishonesty that is out there, but the best way to combat that is to do great things. So I don't really worry about that stuff, and I'm moving forward with basically the changes in technology. I'm obviously very behind on this interview for Brandon because he goes, of course, the big news this week is the release of your new book, The Encyclopedia of Underground Strength and Conditioning. What inspired you to write this book, and what makes it different than any of your other ebooks or documents? So I've self-published many books. I'm much smarter now, much more knowledgeable. I've been immersed in coaching for well over a decade now, not just the strength and conditioning coaching, but even before that, coaching wrestlers, working at the schools as a teacher, seeing how kids move, and going through all the different evolutions of my own training, the experience of my training and my life since 1989. It inspired me to write this book because I love to change lives. I wanted to put a book out there that would inspire others the way Arnold Schwarzenegger's books inspired me. And his books are sitting back behind his computer. His books inspired me beyond training. And he really got into the life aspect of confronting your fears, taking, obstacles, turn them into opportunity, take your struggles, turn them into strength. And I loved that whole mindset, and there hasn't been books like that. All these books have been the secret of 12 weeks to this, 16 weeks to that, and I didn't want something that would be secret to ripped abs. It just didn't inspire me. I wanted to teach them everything we've been doing in the gym, as well as the lessons I've learned in training and life, stuff that is science, stuff that's also not science, that's based on real world experiences from my own training and from the gym. And I also wanted this to be a book. I'm going to show you guys a quick scan. My bookshelves. It is quite a messy office here. And I've even got more books back there inside a bookshelf and a drawer. Wanted a book that would be timeless, a book that somebody my age would read, somebody twice my age would read, and then they would pass it down to their children and their children. And near and dear to my heart is this teenage, younger generation that I work with on a daily basis at the Underground Strength Gym. They're more than ever not as strong, not just physically, but mentally. There's less motivation. They're being tricked into thinking that supplements are the way to get results, and I'm fighting against all that stuff. So I really want this book to be in every bookstore, to be in every bookshelf of any young teenager, adults of any ages. There's really no person or age group that this book discriminates against. So, Zach, I know we're roughly the same age. We're still young guys, and I don't want to sound like that old man in the corner, but I often talk about how many quote unquote kids today are growing up in a world where softness is embraced way too much. So I just spoke about this, and I absolutely agree. What I mean is that to me it seems that society has shifted in a way that says it's okay to make excuses, to blame others for your failures, and to be physically and mentally soft in general. I'm sounding like a grumpy old guy in the corner, or have you observed this change as well? Absolutely. Running a gym for athletes is extremely challenging. The kids are much less motivated than I am as a coach. The parents don't take the time to see just what truly is a qualified coach. Many parents would prefer, hey, I'll just go to this gym. It's close to home and it's $50 cheaper. Let's save money and do that. They're not looking to see what is the best thing, the best option to change their child's life. There's just not enough parents out there. Kids cry if they don't get the ball. Kids cry if they don't lose. People think that things are a tie. In the real world, running a business, running a gym, there is no tie. Nobody's making me feel better. I have to go out and work my ass off and hustle and deliver powerful, powerful results. And I have to stay up late and wake up early and do things that if you embrace the weak lifestyle, weak body, weak mind, you will be weak in life and you will be unsuccessful. The pressure is on in the public schools because parents blame a lot and kids make excuses. And I think administrators get burnt out quickly, as do teachers, and they just don't want to stand up for what they believe is right. So in the end, complaining parents end up winning, and that's a shame. And it disappoints me also because sometimes we have the wrong people in the wrong places. So when I see an athletic team that's losing and that coach is not getting fired, I just question the ethics behind that, because for a student who's failing a class, he has to go to summer school or perhaps stay back. But why do I see sport teams with losing records, horrific records? I've seen football teams lose. One team was 0-36. That coach was never fired until a new administrator came around. In the town I live in, the wrestling team is 3-23, 3-24, year after year. That coach never responds to emails, never responds to free help. The athletic director doesn't respond, and it's disappointing that that's a town I live in and pay taxes for, and those kids are truly being embarrassed, ridiculed, and getting their ass kicked. And the administration and the coach are basically saying we're not going to do anything about it. So to me, that's bullshit, and people like us, Brandon, need to fight against the resistance of weakness. And that's the bottom line: is that we could focus on the weakness and the people and the stuff that's not happening, or we can fix it and do the work. And that's what inspires me. That's what inspires me. Over the years, I've drawn from a few models to influence the Brandon Richey fitness methodology of strength. What models did you draw from over time to structure the programming of the workouts your athletes go through? My experiences have been the most influential. The stuff that Louis Simmons talks about has been extremely influential. His conjugate method, all the books that he puts out there are extremely influential. The mental toughness training that Navy SEALs have gone through or go through, and what Dan Gable encourages of outworking your opponent. Arnold's books. I'm looking at my bookshelves here. Many of the books that Louis Simmons recommends. The mobility work from Dick Hartzell and Kelly Starrett is extremely important. The old school bodybuilding methods, Pavel Tsatsouline. I've got books here by Martin Rooney. I've got a lot of these old school strength and conditioning books, such as Strongest Shall Survive by Bill Starr. Even the old days of high intensity training. Many of those things have their place in time. Coach Ethan Reeve was a mentor, is a mentor to me. His strength, power, mental toughness training. Joe Ken, I mean, I don't discriminate against the solid ways of training. I'm always learning. What scares Zach Evnesh the most? What scares me the most is not succeeding. And in anything I do, I just refuse to lose. And because I'm so afraid and have a hatred towards losing, that I just won't give up. I'm a fighter, and I fear losing. And because of that, whatever I do, I just want to basically crush it. What do I enjoy doing for fun? anything that I could do with my family is the best time for me. Spending time with my kids and my wife is just the best times for me. I love it. That's what I live for, and I work hard beyond words to make them proud. And I guess that's what also scares me is especially my kids is I always want them to be proud and I want to show them that it's okay to be hardworking, tough, and to stand up for what you believe in. Stand for something or fall for anything. And that being said, a good friend of mine, Mark Bell, he always says, strength is never a weakness. Him and I are friends, but sometimes he takes on a bit of a mentor role to me where, sometimes when I'm a bit lost in my passionate world, he is also very passionate but sees things from a different angle. And it's great to have just a few friends like this. Guys like him, Joe DeSena, Alan Cosgrove, and guys like that are amazing to be around. I'm pretty lucky. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm at undergroundstrength.tv and on Instagram and Twitter, Z Evanesh. Thanks a lot, Brandon. Peace out, brother.